And the biggest thing that Lord opened my eyes to during all these times of growing with Him, He led me to all these people, and I'm like, well, the Pentecostals are speaking in tongue, and I feel the presence of the Lord pretty strong. And the Baptists are dead. I said, maybe if they start talking, getting to know each other, and start, accepting each other and loving each other, that we could really make something work. We could manifest, Jesus pretty powerful. Because these Baptists are pretty obedient, and the Pentecostals weren't as, obedient under the law, I guess, trying to abide by the laws. And it just seemed that I tried to get some of them to talk through this reach out event, and I advertised for this concert all over the city of St. Louis. Probably 20 plus churches. I went out and hand delivered, and as well as mailed, a whole bunch of flyers and a letter asking them all to come. You're invited. Let's come together as a community. Let's support this, not for our namesake or the represent the church that was putting it on, but to just represent Jesus, and let's be a light together. And not one church got back to me. Not one church called me on it. No one said anything, and I didn't hear anything. And that grieved my heart so bad. And I just don't understand, Lord. Like, this is what you want, What's wrong with your church? And so He continues to open my eyes. And then I come across this man, Doug Perry, in some of his videos on YouTube. And the Lord just gives me a sign, and He says, go over there. So it was a year later, after my quest on seeking out the Lord, that I had to literally, I follow and I go over there. I said, okay, let's see what this business over here in Liberty is. And so I go over there, and wow, I'm just like, the power of the Lord there and how the Holy Spirit moves is, the only thing I can describe it is it's like heaven. And it's not completely holy and righteous as everybody there seeking the Lord, but they're helping the community out in such ways. They're helping everybody. The love, it's the power of the love, and that gives that multitude to break all those sins. And the believers and non-believers there, and the authority and the power there with the people there that are so passionate about Jesus. I'm like, wow, I've never met so many other people that were passionate like me. They had the same desires as me. They love the Lord so much. They had such a great fear of the Lord. And so they laid hands on me and prayed. And when I left, and the moment I got back, for about 7+ days straight, I had such a huge fire, a fire I've never experienced in my life. And I guess I got delivered by like fear and confusion still that was on me. And wow, that fire, I just started talking to all these pastors now about what the Lord started showing me, even opening my eyes. And that place, they literally filled in all the gaps that on this quest. And so I started talking to all these pastors, and I said, look, it's like, this is what we have to get together. Like, we can't wait. We can't wait. This is what Jesus wants, and we need to do it now. And ever since then, that has been what the Lord has called me here in St. Louis to do, to honestly get us all working together as a community again, to be working together as a city again. Doesn't mean we all have to be under one big roof to worship together, but to come together and help each other out, and lay down those denominations, because those denominations are anti-Christ. It's not of Christ. And I talked to these pastors that are so for it, that they know it's wrong, but they don't want to let go of, you know, what they know is wrong, because they were born into it, because that's all they know. They were raised, and then they've been walking in it for, you know, 40 years as a pastor. And we gotta walk away from that. No, I mean, we gotta wrap our minds around the fact that it's not biblical. And, you know, anything that's not biblical, we shouldn't be partaking in. We shouldn't be adapting into our lives. And I mean, we should clearly see the division that comes with that, with not working together like that, with building a bunch of tiny little churches with a bunch of little people in all over. And the Lord gave me a vision, I think about 2 years ago now. In this vision, He showed me a bunch of light sticks, little candle flames that were like barely lit, and they were scattered all across St. Louis. And these candles, I asked the Lord in the dream, I said, Lord, what's up with all these candles? Why they're not burning very bright? Why? And he didn't even have to say anything. All he did, he brought all these candles together. He says he says those lights is all the tiny little churches that are divided all over the city, and He brought them together. And when He brought them together, I could see the entire city of St. Louis. It was so bright that it lit up everything. It started lighting up the surrounding towns and everything. And the fire, it was so bright that it was never going to be extinguished. No darkness could even touch it. And that is what Jesus called His church to be. And that is the complete opposite of what we are. And Satan has divided and chopped us up so far apart, and we have no love now. I mean, the love that we have love, sure, for our own in our congregation or our members, but are we forgetting that every single brother and sister in every single church, those are our brothers and sisters too, and you don't even know them. And if you're standing on a denomination, you're literally in unforgiveness against your brother and sister, that in the spirit, that there's something in there, that in that spirit, why you guys can't come worship together. Why is it that church right across the street, you guys can't even come together under one roof, or you guys can't even talk together and start working together? Why you guys got your own little plans to build your own little church? You know, that's wrong. That is not the way of Christ. That is not, you know, loving all. I mean, that's the way we're going to love our family. How is it? I mean, how do you think we're going to love the community? Are we really walking in, you know, the sacrificial great abundance of love? It's so sad. And the Lord, He hurts a lot, and it tears me up. And so right now, today, I got a brother right now and a couple other people that we're praying for the Church of St. Louis to come back. As the church in the city is the only biblical thing. And, you know, these little kingdoms, these little synagogues that people have built up and set and are standing on a denomination or standing separate for whatever the cause may be, other than us to be a family together, one body, one faith, one hope, one love, you know, one Lord. That is what we need to come back to. And the Church of St. Louis, I know it's not the counties and every little town around there, around St. Louis, you know, is a church of themselves. But the Church of St. Louis, we have to, you know, come together. Their church in every city needs to start coming together, and people need to come together to break down those walls of fear, break down those walls of religion, so that can happen. And I'm here today with a couple other brothers right now. We're praying and we're weeping and we're seeking out for how the Lord wants that done. We're praying for all these candles to come together, and God's light and His power, His authority can reign, just like it did in the upper room. The upper room is going to be happening. Are you settled? Are you fine with how everything is now, or do you want something more? Because things are getting so bad out here, and it's terrible. And I'm talking to every single member that's part of a church, because these pastors are wrong. They shouldn't be hoarding God's children like this upon themselves to make themselves be all puffed up and feel good and proud and feel like they mean something, because they are God's servant and nothing more. We all should be. And we need to start acting more like Jesus and stop walking in this selfish unforgiveness, everything but Jesus. And the quarrels, the fighting, the arguing, the hate that goes on in the church. It's no wonder why nobody can see Jesus. No one can come to that light. And anybody that does, they get so burnt out and they just go back to the world. They said, no, this ain't for me. It's no wonder why people are going to other religions, because they actually are practicing something, and they stand even stronger in a delusion of false beliefs. I mean, how is it that the true living God, we can't even come together in such a love because of His sacrifice, Jesus Christ, and what He did? It's so twisted. And I pray for you all. I pray for you all that you all can come together. I pray for the will of the Lord, that He can show us and open our eyes. And we just got to start praying that God, if I don't see the things the way you want them, please show me, because I don't want anything else but you, Jesus. God bless you. I pray the Lord, He leads and guides you and opens your eyes to all truth, and breaks every single chain that we may be bound to, that we can be used by Him freely and be willing and a vessel for Him and only Him to be used, and be that living sacrifice that He calls. God bless. Have a good day.